Hey y'all, hey, it's Naila and this is Girl What You Reading. And today I want to talk about neglect. So let's do it. So, Neglect by Kim Wozencroft is a story I never knew I needed to read. Let's just put it like that. It goes through so many different forms of neglect in this book. It puts me in a mindset of Heavy by Keith, what is his last name? Anyway, there's so many layers to what this neglect is. It talks about the neglect of family, the neglect of mother to child, the neglect of America to our military personnel, the neglect of husband to wife. Like, there's so many different pieces and layers of this story that it's perfect read, okay? Almost perfect. Let's put it like this, because there are some slow points. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's some places that I wish she didn't do, because it got me to a point in a couple of times where I wanted to quit the book, but I'm glad that I kept going, because the book, it really is eye-opening, transformative. It opens up your mind to all the different ways that we actually do neglect each other as human beings. So the story basically is about a young woman who, her family is going through hard times. Her and her husband aren't really getting along. Money isn't coming in the way that they needed to. So she decides that she's going to join the Army Reserves. Was it? Yeah, it was the Army Reserves. I'm trying to remember, was it the Army or was it somewhere else? But yeah, she decides that she's going to join the reserves. And when she joins, she doesn't realize that that means that now she needs to go to war, which winds up being the Afghan war, which is kind of why I picked up the book, because one of the prompts on the 52 book challenge is a war that's not World War II. So that's why I picked it up. And so again, that 52 book challenge does open you up to other books that you would not have even known that you needed to read. Like, this one was one of those ones that I am so glad that I picked up because of this prompt. And I would have never done it. I would have never picked it up had it not been from that challenge. So I definitely need to give props to that challenge for opening that up for me. And I do recommend that all of you out there do get a hold of the 52 book challenge and follow it every year, because it does open you up to different things that you probably would have never read before. But anyway, back to the story. She went to the Afghan war, and while she did that, her husband wound up meeting somebody else, and they wound up getting together. And when she comes home, her children at some point get taken away by CPS, because she has tried to kill herself based off of the PTSD that she got from being in Afghanistan, and kind of find out she got raped in Afghanistan and all kind of stuff. And so, and her husband was just not sympathetic of this at all. And then there was just so many things that happened. Turns out that her husband wound up being a drug dealer, or his friend was a drug dealer. I'm not quite clear on that, but he wound up going to jail for that. But it wasn't to the point where he got sentenced or anything. He just wound up getting caught with the drugs in his car. So, but that isn't even what winds up giving her kids back. Instead of them giving the kids back to her, they wound up giving it to the husband's new woman. So it's so many moving pieces, and it's not even just about her and her family, but there's other military families in it and all the things that they go through. There's the refugees in, not refugees, I'm sorry. There are the citizens in Afghanistan who have to pick up the pieces of what has happened with this war. They talk about that also. So it's a lot of moving pieces. And I think that's the reason why I wound up feeling lost in some places, because there's a lot of things going on. But I wound up giving it a 4-star anyway, because it did still move me. It did still touch me. It did still change my mindset on certain things. And I think that that's the mark of great storytelling. So I did read it on Scribd. You guys know how I feel about Scribd. Scribd is $11.99 per month, and you get to read as much as you want. And like I said, I haven't been making a lot of videos, but I have still been reading. I just haven't had the time to pick up a camera and make a YouTube video. It's not as simple as people might think it is. But I have been reading, and Neglect is one of my faves that I have read this summer. I am currently reading Patsy. So look out for that one coming up next. And that next video is going to be about Patsy. And definitely check out Neglect by Kim Wozencroft, because I do think that it is a story meant to be told. I do love the story. I do find that it is slow in most places, which is why it only got the 4-star from me. But it is a great read, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. I will have all links in the description as always. And I'll see you guys in the pages. Bye.